They couldn't get the door to open until like the very last possible minute. Like I got there early because I was like, all right, I'm gonna have extra time to figure this thing out. And they finally got the door unlocked, and they were just like, "Go play!" And so I sat down at this thing, and I was just, you know, pressing random buttons, and it really sounded like an animal was farting to death during the Easter Sunday service. I don't know how else to describe it.
I am sweating thinking about that. Welcome to Words About Stuff, a podcast where I talk to awesome people about the stuff they love. I'm your host, Amy the Copywriter, and today I'm joined by Eli Sundelson from Big Brow Creative. Hello.
Nice to be here.
Perfect intro. First try. He's a copywriter, musician, and I'm adding this part, bright spot of joy in the murky world of LinkedIn. Is that accurate?
I appreciate that. I'll take it.
And just for the listeners, I thought it would be interesting to have you tell the story of how you know me, and I'll tell the story of how I know you, and we'll see if they're the same story.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I know you through the Comprehensive Copywriting Academy, which is a online copywriting course and world, maybe you could say. And Amy, you are one of the coaches in said program and have been extremely helpful since I joined in giving me very thoughtful feedback on my work in that course. So it's like a kind of has both aspects of like a kind of finite course within the course that is like kind of the building blocks of copywriting, and then there are many other subjects around copywriting that are added to it, and then there's kind of this ongoing Facebook group that you can be a part of for forever. I mean, the whole thing is forever, and it is the only online course I've ever taken and the best online course I've ever taken. So
I was trying to think, have I taken an online course before? I feel like I have, but I agree. This is the one I got the most out of.
yeah, agreed. And yeah, you are always so helpful whenever I have submitted stuff in the group for feedback. So thank you.
Wouldn't it be funny if I made this podcast and just made people come on and compliment me? I'm like, tell me more. I remember, I'm sure I saw your posts a bunch of times, but the post that I remembered most clearly was you saying, "What do we think of Big Brow Creative for my business name?"
Yes.
Edit, Unibrow Creative was already taken. That's the post that jumped out at me, and I said, I love this. That question, the reason I remember it is because I asked a very similar question when I was starting. Here's the backstory if you don't know, but I had the URL wordsaboutstuff.net.
Yeah.
Long story. I eventually got .com, cool. But it was for just putting stuff there. And then when I learned copywriting, I was like, maybe I could use that. And I was so nervous about it. I was like, it doesn't say copywriting. It doesn't say my name. Like, and I put in the group, would you work with someone if their URL was wordsaboutstuff.net? And a couple people were like, that's fun. Yeah, sure. And someone was like, absolutely not. That's not professional.
Yeah, that sounds similar.
And in that moment, I was like, oh, I don't want to work with someone who's going to react that way. So this works.
That's how you know you're doing it right. I think I figured out.
Yeah.
It's when you get pushback.
I was like, whoa, nope. And so I think that I looked back at the post before this episode to make sure that I had given you feedback on it, and not just remembered it and ignored it. And my feedback was, this will weed out people without a sense of humor. And I also said, don't overthink it, and also think about it. So that's really helpful.
Perfect advice. Perfect. Yes. And I also remember I got a lot of, I mean, it was mixed. Like a lot of people liked it. And then there were a fair amount of people who were like, this isn't professional. Nobody's going to know what you're doing. Nobody's going to take you seriously. I think one person I was like, you should do highbrow. And I was like, but that's not the point. And
Yeah, that's another
um,
thing. That's a different
yeah,
brand.
yeah, definitely not highbrow, if anything. It was actually just as helpful getting the people pushing back on it, as it was getting the people who said they were into it, because I feel like it kind of solidified, that it kind of provoked a reaction in people, and that I think is like the way to go. So,
It is. And
um,
there's the textbook rules of everything, right? Yeah, it's cool if it says copywriting in it or whatever, but
right.
then there's that feeling when you're like, I think I have something. And when someone says, oh, I hate it for these reasons, and you're like, oh, those reasons are valid and don't matter to me.
Yes, yes.
Both can be true.
Exactly.
Amazing. You stay over there, I'll stay over here. We'll both be happy.
Yeah, yeah, it works out for everybody.
Yeah, that was my first big moment of I was like, okay, he's gonna do it. And not that, some people probably don't end up doing it or they don't post it or they don't whatever. But as soon as there's a question like that, I'm like, And then you answered everybody. I'm pretty sure like you had the most comments, I think, that week. You really stirred everybody up.
Yeah, people get riled up about that
Yeah.
stuff. It's interesting.
About the most
Yeah,
important thing in our
yeah,
world.
exactly. Yeah.
This podcast is for awesome people by awesome people. So what makes you awesome today? And I will also think about my answer.
Yeah, well,
And
speaking of awesome, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this in an interview, but I'm curious just to hear like where do you live? I Your background is awesome.
yeah,
What is your
what
story?
what am I doing? Where am I? Why?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm on the East Coast now, so like
Okay,
up by Niagara Falls, New York. But I'm also
cool.
from Canada,
Okay.
and also we lived in Las Vegas, Nevada,
Oh, wow.
for
Okay.
like 10 years. So snow, no snow, now snow again.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I've worked in like a bunch of jobs. Have you had that experience?
Yes and no. I mean, I've had some funny job experiences, but overall, I have had mostly the same job for my whole life, which has been musician in various formats. So, music player, music teacher, um, music appreciator.
You got a
um,
through line.
yeah, yes, I do.
That would be nice.
um,
I don't know what mine was. Customer service, organizing things, supervising, market research. I was a
cool.
telemarketer for that was just to get money.
Oh, wow. That sounds interesting.
It was brutal because I have a Canadian accent. I don't know if you hear it, but I hear it sometimes. And we were in Canada doing telemarketing, calling the states and selling them whatever. It was actually dial up. One of the
Wow.
campaigns was I was selling dial up to people. Do you know how hard that
That
is?
that's amazing.
It was garbage. It was because they didn't have access to whatever. They're in a different area. I have very fond memories of some of the calls because one guy, he obviously doesn't want this. So he put the phone down next to the radio. And so I could just listen to the radio. And so I was doing that. And
Wow.
my boss is looking at me and I'm like he's still on the line. He didn't hang up. And he picked it up. He's like, "You're still here?" I was like, "This is my break. Please put it back."
That's incredible. Wait, was he
And
like trying to like do hold music on you or
yeah.
something with the radio? Okay. Yeah,
And that
interesting.
was fine. Because if they hang up on me, I get another call within like 2 seconds, right? Because it's a system.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one guy who was near me who was really good at selling things. He was selling, do you pay like money and they send you like 5 movies a month?
Yeah, like Netflix?
It's old. I remember that when I was young. It was
Yeah.
like you get the DVDs.
Okay. Yeah.
He sold that to a grandma who was blind so that the sale was like, your grandkids will like it that you have these movies. And he sold her a thing. It cost like hundreds of dollars a month.
Wow.
And I was
That's
like,
impressive.
you win. I don't think I can do this.
That's amazing.
So I have the through line is jobs that paid me money and I had fun at them while I had fun and then I stopped. And
Yeah.
I always wanted to be writing. So copywriting kind of solves all of this. It's like customer service, sales, but I don't have to be unethical. I'm not going to call every 2 seconds. And I get to like tell stories and work with people I like. Oh, I know where I was going. The accent thing. I had to call, was it Alaska? So once in a while, it would come up on your screen what you're supposed to say, right? It dials the people. It
Yeah.
comes up when the person answers. So you don't know what you're going to be saying.
Hmm.
And this person answers like, hello. And on my screen, it comes up and I'm reading it. Hi, I'm Amy. I'm calling from the California Young Republicans. And I was like, I am? What is this? What are we doing? And it's like,
Yeah.
I want to get your opinion on the Conoco
Fun.
pipeline.
Wow.
It was some kind, but I didn't know how to say, I don't know. Conoco? I
Yeah.
still don't know. Kanoko?
Wait, so you don't even know what you're calling about until you make the phone call? It just
Not
pops
in
up?
that one.
Wow.
It
That's
would just
crazy.
pop up with whatever. So I'm like doing
Wow.
improv, it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
one of them was like, will we see you at the meeting on Friday, the California Young Republicans meeting? And I was like, yeah, because we had to lie. We couldn't say that we were in Canada because that really pissed people off.
Yeah, I bet.
They're sending our jobs overseas or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of them said, you don't know how to say Conoco. And I was like, you got me. Hang up.
Maybe, I
Please.
mean, you could just say maybe they didn't know. I mean,
Yeah.
just argue with them about it.
Yeah, I could. That would have been more American for me to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have been like, sorry, sorry. I should have been like, hey. So that's how I got here. I did a
Wow.
bunch of things and I saw
Okay.
the ad for CCA during COVID. I was already doing like, I was burning out of my job like crazy. It was
Yeah.
market research for Paramount, CBS, television, all those people. But they sent us home and then I was like, oh my God, I don't have to drive 2 hours to work. What is this?
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, you're going to have to come back in the office. I was like, but we're doing better research from home.
Hmm.
And they were like, mm. And I was like, oh, I can't. So then I saw the ad. Then I was like, I am doing this.
Yeah.
And I learned it and I did it. And then I drifted away from my job.
Okay. Nice.
And that gave me the freedom to move back here, which is closer to my family and all those things.
Cool.
So I wish I had a through line. It would make a better story.
That's a pretty good story, I think. I mean, uh, telemarketing, that's really interesting.
My favorite call was I called and the lady said, you're the first person I'm telling, but I'm pregnant. And I was like, congratulations. She's like, and I don't want whatever you're selling, but I just wanted to tell you that. And then she hung up.
That, that's amazing. I was gonna ask if you've seen Sorry to Bother You. Do you know about that movie?
No. Let me look
Oh,
it up.
it's
Is it a Canadian movie?
no, it is but it's about telemarketing. Um
Ooh.
it's about this guy who is working as a telemarketer and he's black and he figures out that if he talks in like the white voice that
Mm-hmm.
he's able to sell more and every time he talks in the white voice it's actually David Cross, the one and only.
So
Yeah,
when it's his voice, he's using David Cross.
it's David Cross's voice. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's so funny. I'm gonna put that on my
Yeah,
list. It'll bring me back to those days.
it is a really crazy movie. I'm not even doing it justice. Like I'm only giving you like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes of the movie, but it like goes places that you would never expect it to go. So,
I love that. And I don't want to know too much.
yeah, I don't want to tell you too much.
Because when I know everything about a movie, not as good.
Yeah, when my wife and I saw it and my wife was so like weirded out in a good way by it that when we walked out of the movie theater, she was like, I need to walk around like the block 4 times before we get back on the subway.
Need to process this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that was definitely, I think that was one of my shortest jobs. No, the shortest one, I worked in an Amazon warehouse, also in Canada, so different than the ones here. Like, we didn't have to pee in jars or
Interesting.
anything. It was
Okay.
much more humane.
That's good.
The first day, the manager said he's like doing the tour, and he says to me, you know what the best part about this job is? And I was like, yeah, what? He's like, you don't have to use your brain. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm in the wrong place.
Major red flag. Yeah.
He was right. It was terrible. And I did
Wow.
leave.
Wow. How long did that last for?
I want to say that was less than a month. It had to have been. I saw the lady next to me, like, she was really good at it. Like, she'd been doing it for a long time. Picking and packing is what it is. You
Wow.
get a list and you
Yeah.
go through the aisles and you grab the books and then you pack them. And she's like a machine and she's doing this. And then one day she wasn't there and I was like, where's she? And they're like, oh, she had a blood clot in her leg and, she'll be back tomorrow or something. I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. Wait, so did she come back?
I think I left before she came. I
Okay,
hope
wow.
so. Let's say she did.
Yeah, yeah.
She
Okay.
came back
Yeah.
and she was the best picker and packer there ever was. It was Canada, so she did have healthcare. So she probably
Okay.
was fine.
Well, that's good at least. Yeah.
So I'd say what makes us awesome today is all the nonsense we've been through.
Indeed.
And what makes the audience awesome is liking, subscribing, and sharing the podcast. I try to tell them something to comment. Not that anyone will, but maybe they could comment what they hate about social media.
I like that. There's a lot to hate.
There is. There are options. Lots of options. Or the platform they hate the most. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll get into it. I want to talk about LinkedIn shenanigans for the main topic. We'll see. I made a
Okay.
game.
Cool.
So before the main topic is the speed round. This is your speed, however fast you want to go.
Okay.
I think some speed rounds take 30 minutes. Number 1 is a book you've read more than once.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I have read a lot of books, but I have not read a lot of books more than once. And yet,
I was going to say, I don't think I have.
yeah, I have a lot of books that I have read sitting in a giant pile on my nightstand and on the floor in our bedroom and on bookshelves because I have a problem with getting rid of books that I've read that I don't read again. For some reason, I need to keep them in the house to remind myself that I read them.
Yeah.
I realize I still haven't answered your question. I feel like maybe for school at some point I probably did, but maybe that was like rereading certain parts of a book, maybe not the whole thing from start to finish more than once.
Some people reread books because they love it. I find I remember too much of it to enjoy it again. Because as I'm reading it, I'm like, I know, right? It's not as fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I even have that problem because I kind of forget everything that I read, but I am so excited about reading a new book. I think I have like the shiny object syndrome or whatever.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the name of what it is, but
that's in the DSM-4, I think. We're on to 5.
Yeah. So that's the best I got for you.
Do you ever not finish a book?
Yeah. I have been known to, but mostly I try and finish them.
How do you decide which one to stop?
Is it Oprah who said that if you get past 50 pages, then it's worth finishing? I feel like somebody told me that Oprah said that. So
if you're on page 49, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's suspense at 49, but if I can make it past, then I know I'm in for the long haul.
I'm trying to think if I've ever stopped reading a book. I feel like if I started it, it's going to get better because it is a book. And I think that's false, right? Like people could write garbage books. I think I mostly read like science fiction, fantasy. So there's going to be like a dragon. It'll be worth the reading if there's a dragon in there.
There better be. Yeah. Otherwise, getting your money back. Yeah.
And then if I could get to the end, then I know it was bad enough to say it was bad. If I don't finish it, I can't. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it got really good. Oh, I can remember one. It's called Armada. So Ready Player One is the first book, I think.
Oh yeah. No, I saw the movie.
The movie was good. It was fine.
It was all right. Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't it Steven Spielberg, that movie?
I think so, and that made me nervous. They didn't have the rights to a lot of things, as always, but that book was like fast, like boom, boom, it's going. Armada, the first half of the book was very boring. Very, very, very boring. I think I did have to restart it because I was like, I know this author, he can do it. I'm like, come on, guy. And then when I got halfway through, it did. It picked up like crazy. The end was good. But I
Oh,
would
okay.
that might
Well,
have
that's
been one
good.
I would have dropped if I didn't know he could already do it.
I'm glad he got his shit together there.
Question number 2. You got full marks, so that'll be an A++ on the first question.
Right. Okay.
Number 2, the last movie you saw.
Okay. The last like in theaters or on TV?
Now I need 2 answers.
In the theater, I saw The Testament of Anne Lee, which was really fucking crazy movie. It didn't do that well. Um,
Oh, I know that
but
girl.
it should have done well because it was really good. Yeah, yeah, it has Amanda. I never know how to
Seyfried.
pronounce her. Seyfried. Yeah, it's a movie about the founder. Yeah, I guess she's sort of the founder, like the kind of main person in the Shaker religious movement, and it's like super violent and dark and bleak, and it also is a musical. Um,
That sounds exquisite.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then on TV, the last movie, I rewatched One Battle After Another because my wife had not seen that,
I
and
haven't seen it either, and I've heard it's amazing.
it I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I know some people I've heard kind of mixed reactions about it, but I really liked it, and I have to say I liked it even more the second time. So yeah,
Ooh. So
yeah.
you can rewatch movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That makes sense. Books are a lot
Yeah,
longer to read. Movies you
yeah.
can rewatch.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I definitely rewatch movies.
I know the
Mm.
last one I saw on at home was Begonia.
Ooh, yeah, I still have not seen that. How was
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I liked a lot of it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I can recommend it to people.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah,
So
that's
it's
fair.
very much worth watching. And then I'm curious to see what people think. I like that when they watch something and I'm like, tell me what you think after. That's the market researcher in me, I think.
Who directed that? That's Yorgos something. Lathimos, but I know
Oh,
he's done
yeah.
a lot of crazy movies.
And for
Yeah, yeah,
question
yeah.
2, you got 4,000 points.
All right, cool.
So question number 3 is, what is your favorite kind of person?
I didn't realize it was gonna get deep all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite kind of person is
You want me to answer first? I think I have a guess for
okay, yeah,
myself.
you go first. Yeah, yeah.
I think my favorite kind of person is curious,
Hmm.
because if you're curious, you tend to change your mind and update yourself and care about other people, maybe.
That's a great answer. I wish I thought of that.
You can just steal it.
My favorite kind of person is also curious and has a great sense of humor, enjoys long walks on the beach at
Yeah.
sunset. Uh,
And they carry you when there's
yes.
two sets of footprints or something.
Yes, yes. There we go.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, yeah,
I I'm curious what you think of this too, because my one friend Jeff, he said this to me a long time ago, and it hadn't occurred to me before he said it. He said you have to be smart to be funny. I don't know if it's true.
I think that's true. Yeah, I mean, don't
Yeah.
they say sense of humor is a sign of high intelligence?
And it's hard for me to think of like what is highly intelligent. To me, that's also just curious at one point, because I think if you're funny on purpose, right? Then you're curious and figuring things out and remembering things and doing callbacks.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, funny people are easier. Are there closed minded funny people?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think I don't laugh at them.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's the difference. I watch several comedians, and then some of them start to veer off, and then I'm like, uh oh, I'm not finding it funny anymore because it's mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But other
That's
people do
fair.
find that very
Yeah.
funny, apparently.
Yeah, sometimes that can veer into like, yeah, mean-spirited territory, which
Yeah.
I'm generally not down for.
Okay, at least 10 out of 10 for that question. Number 4,
Okay.
This is tailored directly to, these all are, but this one especially is tailored directly to you. How many burritos is too many?
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Uh, that is a trick question.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, on the flip side, you could argue that if you eat the right burrito, one is the perfect number because it fills you up. And if you eat the wrong burrito, then you still need more burrito. And the burrito that you ate was not a good burrito.
What if it made you sick?
So,
This episode is brought to you by getting your flu shot. You should get it. The flu is not good. Now back to the episode.
then it's a really not good burrito.
Yeah, then you don't want more of that one.
And then you do, yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes even when you are feeling sick, you think of having another burrito when you're feeling better.
It comes back.
To,
It always comes
at
back.
least I do. Um,
I agree. At least 4 million points. And that's how many burritos, maybe.
yeah, yeah, I would say so.
And the last question, I hope you have an answer for. What is a jazz organist? How do you do it? What does it feel like? Should we all be one?
Yes and yes. A jazz organist is somebody who, at one point in their lives, drove around an organ in their minivan to play at bars, and now that person has realized the error in their ways and only plays at places that have organs or brings a fake digital portable organ. I feel like I'm not answering your question.
No, that's the answer.
Okay.
So you brought it around? You're like, don't worry, I've got this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not the only one who did that, or who some people still do that, but I played piano for a really long time. And then I got kind of obsessed with the organ in kind of towards the end of high school. And my parents actually found a ad in the classifieds, like in the newspaper, for the type of organ that I was obsessed with, which is the Hammond organ, which is like the kind of organ that you hear in like all music that isn't classical, like jazz, rock, gospel, hip hop. It's kind of like the quintessential soulful organ sound. And then coincidentally, this teacher at my high school, his like old roommate used to be this other organ player who was kind of like the organist in the Bay Area, which is where I grew up. And he had an organ in his van that he drove around. And so since he did that, I thought, well, that's just what you do. And so
Yeah.
that was what I did too. And now I kind of look back on that and I'm not sure about that one part. Everything else I look back on with good feelings, but
I thought it was because like
yeah.
it's so different from anything else you could you need this physical one that you had. It's not that.
But yeah, no, I mean, it is that. Yeah, it has a certain sound that is hard to replicate without the real thing.
Do the digital ones do it now? Because digital stuff has come a long
Yeah,
way.
yeah, it's interesting. The digital ones have gotten a lot better over the years. I would say it's still not ever, I don't think it's ever going to be quite the same, but
Yeah.
they're getting closer and closer. So maybe.
Maybe that's what we can use AI for. Making an organ you can carry around easier.
Yeah. But yeah, I have one behind me here. So
Cool.
I have another one that's in storage in California, which has been in storage now for a very long time, and I need to figure out what the hell to do with it. So yeah,
Maybe it goes back up in the classifieds.
it might have to. I'm having a hard time figuring out.
You'll have to get someone to do a road trip,
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
it to you.
yeah, yeah. Well, the problem is I had piano movers come and measure the staircase in our house, and this organ that I have is like the cabinet is shaped slightly more narrowly,
Yeah.
so it
Hmm?
can go up the stairs. And the other one that I have in storage is slightly bigger, and they're not sure if they can get it up the stairs. And the only place that we have room for it is upstairs. So, um,
So you don't
yeah.
want it to just be in your foyer forever, just in the
I
way?
mean, I would be fine with that, but it might not be so nice for the uh, the other people in my family.
Yeah, for everyone else.
Yeah,
There might be a problem.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
have, I don't know much about music stuff. My husband played the clarinet, he does all those things. My son tried saxophone
Mhm.
for a few minutes, and that wasn't great. And so now we're on piano. So I didn't know, like, there's the keyboards that do whatever. The
Yeah.
piano teacher said we had to get him a keyboard that had weighted keys.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And we did,
good
and it
advice.
feels just like a piano. Like the
Yeah.
keys do that. But then he played
Yeah.
on an actual like grand piano one of the days we took him somewhere and he was doing it. And he was like, "This is so loud." And I was like, "Yeah, I
Interesting.
prefer this one.
Yeah.
This one is, you can make it quiet, you can put headphones on."
Yeah. 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 You can't do that with a grand piano.
So I agree, I should be a jazz organist. I just have to learn how to play it first and then get a van.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah, I had
it's
no idea. So
yeah.
that you can make money going around doing like accompanying?
I guess I come from like a jazz background, but these days I also play. I have like a weekly church gig where I'm playing in a Black Baptist church, which is not
Cool.
at all my background or upbringing, but it is a really fun,
Yeah.
uh, kind of intense experience.
And do you have music or do you have it in your head? Like, do you have to read it?
Not on that gig. It's basically all by ear. Yeah, I don't think I've ever read music in that church job. I occasionally other churches I've played at. I'm honestly like not the best reader, especially sight reader. So if I have to like open a hymnal and read something that I haven't played before, it can sometimes be a little rough.
Yeah.
Um,
You're like, hold on
so
and hold
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I one time I had a friend when I was living in New York who played the same kind of organ that I play, but also played pipe organ at a church. And he had me sub for him once on Easter Sunday.
The big
And I
show.
had no clue what I was doing. And there was like this room where the organ was that was locked, and they couldn't get the door to open until like the very last possible minute. Like I got there early because I was like, all right, I'm gonna have extra time to figure this thing out. And they finally got the door unlocked, and they were just like, "Go play!" And so I sat down at this thing, and I was just, you know, pressing random buttons, and it really sounded like an animal was farting to death during the Easter Sunday service. I don't know how else to describe it.
I am sweating thinking about that. I think when they couldn't open
Yeah.
the door, I'd have been like, I have to go.
Yeah, it was that was rough. That was like I think the beginning and end of my career on pipe organ, which is like a totally different thing.
You're like, I'm good. This one we can skip.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also had to read on that too to add insult to injury.
That was a double whammy.
That was a double whammy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get too far, I better share my screen. We better do this main event. So I've only thought it through halfway, which is the theme of this podcast, because if I think too
Okay.
hard, I'll never do anything. So this is a battle royale. I'm not sure if the winner should be the thing we hate the most or like the most. So we're going to do like sports brackets.
Okay.
I've filled these out once or twice for basketball. I'm not really an expert on this part of it, but
Okay.
we'll have to decide who wins at the end or loses.
Let's do it.
So we could start with this first one. Life is sales posts. Yes, I visited my friend today and that's why you should buy my course or whatever. Those kind of posts. Have you seen
Yep.
them before?
I see them like every time I log on to LinkedIn. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're kind of ubiquitous. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're long.
But that doesn't make them any less entertaining. They bring me joy in a weird way. So,
I almost like I
yeah.
feel like this is how my brain works. Cuz when I'll be like watching something and I'm like, "Oh, that headline because of this and like that relates to my life." And then when I go to start writing, I'm like, "Oh, everybody writes these."
Yeah.
So they're out there, and I do like them.
Yeah.
And I do
Yeah.
end up reading them, especially if they have a good hook at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like really bad candy or something.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
to me it's like a soap opera or telenovela.
Yeah, there we go.
Like at the beginning there's like, "I was in a car crash." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Yeah. Tell me more.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you should use my SEO services.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
but that was fun. So that's
Yeah.
contender number 1 up here. Contender number 2 is view who's viewing you, which is LinkedIn constantly trying to get me to pay for LinkedIn. Did they do that to you too?
Oh yeah, big time.
Why should I do it? They're like, look at all these people who are looking at your profile, and I'm like, I don't care.
I mean, I briefly did LinkedIn Premium,
Yeah.
and
What was it like on the other side?
it really was. It kind of ruined the magic. I feel like there's something kind of exciting about not knowing who's looking at your profile, and then when you know, it's just kind of a letdown,
Yeah,
honestly.
it's just
So
another
yeah,
AI profile looking
yeah,
at my
yeah,
profile.
pretty much, yeah. Or it's like,
Yeah.
your mom or something.
Yeah. Like, again?
Yeah.
You could just text me.
I just talked to you.
So between these two,
Yeah.
do we say which is better? Which we like more?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with life as sales.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
next bracket, I don't have this problem because I'm not popular on there, but you are. So I was wondering if you have this. It's called Don't Feed the Trolls. So does anyone get on your nerves? What are their names and addresses? Just kidding. But are there grumps out there bothering you?
I think probably I should acknowledge that because I am a man, I have probably far fewer trolls, but I haven't had that many. I guess I've had so few that when they do show up, I get really excited. Um, I wish I had more, honestly, which I realize is a thing to say from privilege.
I'm sure it
Um,
is. I'm sure there's like
yeah,
real grumps out there having a real problem with everything you say.
yep,
LinkedIn
yep,
seems to have less of that, maybe just because it's linked to your job, right? Like Twitter would be X, the everything platform, would be a different
yeah,
story, which I'm
yeah,
not ever going to tread near.
yeah. Me neither. Yeah, yeah.
No.
Especially now. Yeah,
No, God. I think I had a profile once, and when Elon started Eloning, I was like, I gotta delete this. I can't even have the semblance of it. It can't
yep.
be in the background.
Yeah, I
So,
think that's the right call. Yeah,
yeah, we just gotta get out while the getting's bad, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
So, not feeding the trolls, important. Now, this one, it's another kind of post. I'm excited to announce, right? That post. But it's really just the LinkedIn copy that they provide you, right? Like when you have
yeah,
something, it's like, do you want to post this? And it's like, I'm excited to announce I have 2 heads and I learned to juggle or whatever it is. But it's through
yeah.
this like serious voice.
Yes, the LinkedIn voice. It's
Yeah.
the best. Yeah, yeah.
I I don't know how to feel about it because every time I see it, I'm like, are we being sarcastic? Are we just hitting this? Are we AI?
Yeah, it's I was not familiar with the LinkedIn voice until I joined LinkedIn naturally, but it is like, yeah, it's a very specific voice that I haven't heard anywhere else.
And I think it helps you to be the opposite of that, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I have a lot of fun uh, pretending to write in the LinkedIn voice
Yeah.
or imagining speaking LinkedIn voice like in real life.
That's the
um,
trick, right? Whenever people have me look at their writing, I'm like, would you say this out loud?
yeah, that's a great barometer. Yeah.
Good evening. I was perusing your wares. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
for a certain character, yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what wins between feeding the trolls and excited to announce.
Hmm. I mean, I do like when in the few moments I've had a troll engage with me, I do enjoy engaging back with the
Yeah.
trolls. So I'm gonna go with don't feed the trolls, but actually do feed the trolls.
Yes. Exactly.
I don't know if that's a double negative.
Don't do what Donnie don't does. And do you remember what a troll said?
There's one guy who kind of periodically shows up every couple months and tells me something like I am shaming myself for
You're a
money.
disgrace on both our houses or something?
Something like that. I feel like I'm not doing him justice. I think he said I was shaming my body because I put like a fake AI picture of myself, like looking really buff. And he got upset by that. I
So
remember.
he's offended on
Um,
your behalf about a thing you're doing on purpose.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a rough world to live in.
Yeah. Well, okay. Speaking of trolls, I mean, one of my proudest moments on LinkedIn, I don't really go sharing this outside of talking about LinkedIn with people who are also on LinkedIn, is one of my kind of joke posts got put on LinkedIn Lunatics. I don't know if you know about that, which
What?
is like, it's this Reddit thread where people post like, it's kind of like a who can find the most obnoxious LinkedIn post, and they put it on this thread, and then everybody kind of like bashes the post and they're like, this is so dumb, this is so obnoxious.
Right.
And I wrote something that was like a joke, like a parody of being obnoxious, and somebody thought it was real and put it on this thread, and everybody was like really riled up by my fake post.
Like, how could he think this? This is crazy. And you're like, I
Yeah.
know.
It was maybe one of the funnier things that I've read on the internet.
How did you find out it was on there?
Somebody messaged me with a link telling me, and
Is that person a friend or a foe?
no, no, it was a friend. Yeah,
Okay.
no, no, no. This was a good day for me. But I realized that a lot of people have, I think, ended up on LinkedIn Lunatics, and it's maybe not such a good thing. Like
Yeah.
I think it can be pretty, people can be pretty mean. But in this case, the irony of the fact that people were trying to be mean on my thing that wasn't real was, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt. That's the same kind of thing we were talking about before, when it's like, oh, you don't like a thing that's not me. We don't have to worry, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you don't like words about stuff. That's okay. We don't have to be friends. This is like, you don't like my parody post? I guess you're not funny.
Yeah, I mean, I made a an AI picture of myself really buff without a shirt on, wearing a Patagonia vest, and one of the comments on the Reddit thread was like, Eli woke up today and chose horny, which I now want to use as like a testimonial on my website.
That would be fun.
um, yeah,
Sometimes those one-liners, the stuff I watch on YouTube, the people in the comments are so funny. Like,
yeah,
sometimes I will screenshot comments and later, like, I probably have
yeah,
no context for it. I don't understand it, but I'm like, that
yeah,
was funny.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do the same. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to this other bracket over here. This one I called "You Miss 100% of the Shots You Don't Take." Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, obviously. I just didn't have
Okay.
space to put in
Yeah.
there. This is "I don't need any more bad AI pitches, thank you." Do you get pitched a lot?
I have been getting more so recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, wait, what is the other option? Why
Ooh,
so
the other one
serious?
is
You
"Why So Serious?" And I had an example from yours. You're out here reposting your own post about people who repost posts. I started to feel like Dr. Seuss. And other people aren't having as much fun. That's that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
AI pitching
Okay.
and why are people being serious? We're out here to have fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with serious because I find it funny when people are really serious.
They
So
are. They're
yeah.
deadly serious.
Yeah.
I was seeing if I had any AI pitches in my inbox. I reply to them. Do you? Cuz like I feel like they took the no time to send me an AI pitch. I should at least bother them a little.
Oh yeah, no, I have fun with that sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, what are your replies? I want to hear.
Well, this guy said he obviously like is scraping LinkedIn to see like my recommendation people's names. Because he's
Hmm.
like, hey, Amy, I saw the glowing recommendation from like person who recommended me.
Interesting. Okay.
And then it just used a piece of the testimonial thing. Like they said blank. And I'm like, well, I know. I'm the one who
Wow.
approved that to go there, right? And then they said, I am impressed and would love to connect. Smiley face.
Oh yeah, I get the impressed thing a lot. Yeah. Yeah,
I replied and said, your AI should replace the second mention of my name with you. I said, I'm assuming this is an AI message because it feels like copy and paste scrubbed with data from my profile. This makes me sad. Sad face. I thought I was getting a message someone thought about and wrote. And then they did the same thing they always do. Tell me if they do this to you. Yeah, he says, to be completely honest, Amy, it was AI. But I actually did go through your work and it really resonated with me.
yeah. It's the worst.
Oh, I'll trust you now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the word resonate. I had somebody recently who people keep asking me like, well, okay, there's two. I feel like there's two that I get a lot of. The one is like, how are you? And like, I'm just like, I have no idea who you are. I am fine. How are you? Like,
Yeah,
um,
I know this game. I've played this game
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. And then they'll be like, what's something that you're excited about right now? Um,
Answering you.
and yeah, like just like the most generic question. And then I get this other one that says, got any cool projects you're working on right now?
And those ones you're talking about where they're asking me a question, do they know that I have to spend energy answering that question? What's exciting happening? I gotta think about that. I gotta type it out. And do you care or do you just want me to buy your crap?
I had this guy, he said, what do you enjoy about what you do? And I said, getting to answer questions like this from strangers on LinkedIn. And then he said, are you against sharing your strengths, your background, and more about yourself? And I said, oh, Michael, you had me at strength. Let's take this offline and unpack my background slowly. And
And
I
he
didn't hear
never
from
replied
him again.
again.
Yeah.
You
So,
scared him away.
yeah.
Overeager. That's
Yeah.
so
I
funny.
was hoping for more, but yeah.
That goes back to would you say this out loud? Are you against sharing your strength? Shut up. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
The other, I get that kind too, but I mostly get ones that are like 5 to 10 paragraphs long. It's like a DM. It's long. Like this one is like, hey, Amy, happy to connect. Saw your content. Wanted to reach out. I'm this person. I run a 7-figure email agency and I da 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 da. Right?
But they always start with, I'll keep this brief.
So good. And so he's just getting active on LinkedIn and looking to connect with people. Blah, 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 blah. Keep crushing it. Okay. And so I said, awesome. What's the biggest failure you had on your journey to 7 figures? And he never answered me. I was curious.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Think he probably thought I didn't like him. I was ready to hear that whole long paragraph. Took me a long time to read.
Yeah.
We're going to this fourth category down here. The first one is called Number Go Up. So my post has been seen 167 times, and I should care about that, and I should care about all these things, the vanity metrics. The other one is professional profile pictures. So that's like using AI for giggles instead of scams, or people just like really caring about profile pictures. It sounds like the trolls seem to care about your profile picture. I think you have posts about number go up.
Yeah, I think I did at one
Yeah.
point.
I know there
Yeah.
was one that
Yeah.
looked like the graph was giving the middle finger.
Oh yeah.
Because, yeah, they're all the time like, you reached this many people. Quickly,
Yeah.
post again, or whatever that's trying to make me do.
Right. Right. Yeah, yeah, the graph. Yeah, people are always posting the graph. Like somebody else will be excited to see your graph. That I have never understood.
Does the number go up? That's in video
Yeah.
game term. Like, oh, I got another level. Like, okay, it's a light and a sound that happens.
Right.
They do this to me
Yeah.
with the podcast. Like, I upload it on whatever, and something obviously scrubs that, and then a bunch of people will pitch me on it. One of them pitched me and said, like, you're ranking for all of these. And it had a list that was obviously supposed to be filled in, but I'm not ranking for anything because I'm not like doing the SEO. So it said nothing. And I replied and I was like, thanks for the confidence boost. And they were like, oh, you got me. It's an AI email, but now I'm a person. I was like, no,
That's amazing.
numbers going up. It's totally going up. I think one of them told me I ranked like 4,000th for like philosophy podcast. And I was like,
Wow.
woohoo.
All right. I want to know what number one is.
So what wins out of number go up and the profile pic debate? I think you have more fun with profile pictures.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with profile
Yeah.
pics. Yeah, and just pics in general.
Yeah. So what are you seeing
Yeah,
out there? I go on LinkedIn. Maybe this is bad to do. I go on there like once a week.
that's healthy. Yeah,
I do a couple boops. I think you're on there a
yeah,
little more. What do you see out there with profile
yeah.
pictures?
I have maybe developed a unhealthy habit with LinkedIn. What do I see? Well, with profile pictures specifically, I see uh everybody has this trend where their background is like a solid color, I've
Hmm.
noticed, which I don't know if I'm gonna hate on that. It's not bad, but it is sort of a thing.
I think we were talking. I was on the CCA coaching call today, and someone was asking like, "What are the rules for profile pictures?" And in my normal fashion, I'm like, it depends, right? But I think in the end, I landed on it should show off your personality
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah,
because you can do the like lighting and the angle and the whatever, but
yeah.
everybody does that.
I mean, the weird thing is like I keep seeing these ads for like AI headshot profile pics. You can like put like some shitty pic of yourself and then it will like put you in like a suit and fake lighting and like redo your hair. I had fun with that on LinkedIn at one point, but that I find really strange that people like are now using AI to kind of like have a fake profile picture of them that never actually existed. Yeah.
And it
So
makes you look like what everyone else looks like. Like what's happening?
right, yeah. Now you can look like everyone else.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect. That's how I can stand
yeah,
out on LinkedIn.
yeah. Exactly. Now I'll be winning.
Yeah, and then my numbers will go up.
Yeah. Then my graph's gonna look really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta love a graph, and you probably gotta hate a downward graph. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's no good. Yeah. Yeah.
So how do we go to this? Is the semifinals? Okay, life is sales posts versus feeding the trolls. What speaks to you?
Well, I see a lot more life as sales posts,
Okay.
but I feel like feeding the trolls get is more exciting because it doesn't happen to me as much. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. It's going into the finals, semifinal. Someone who knows sports
Okay.
can correct me on some of this, but so why so serious and pictures? Who wins?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with why so serious.
I had a feeling, and now
Yeah.
it's can we pick or do they tie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with why so serious.
I'm gonna make it green. No, that's not the color I'm thinking in my mind. There we go. What's that one? Gold. There it is.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a beautiful battle royale. So we've successfully completed our main game. You get a billion gajillion points.
Man,
You've
cool.
won. So we wind down on words about stuff with a bit of introspection. Here's the question. What's been working
Okay.
for you lately?
Hmm. Uh, Going to bed earlier.
On purpose?
Yeah. Um, yes, it's kind of it's not always a successful endeavor, but I'm trying to get my ass in bed earlier.
And what
Because
time is
when
earlier? Were you going to bed at like 5 a.m. and now it's 2 a.m.?
no,
Okay.
no, it's really sad. I because I am now 41 years old and I have a
We're the
child.
same age.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel better.
You were talking about the
I,
classified section. I was like, I feel a kindred
yeah.
spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, if I don't get in bed before if I'm being really honest with myself, if I don't get in bed before 10 o'clock, then the next day is like noticeably worse,
The
I will
graph of
say.
the next day goes
Yeah, the
down.
graph goes down. The graph goes
Oh
down.
my God,
Yeah.
you can't have
Yeah.
that. But what time are you waking up? It's got to be early.
It's not that early actually. It's like 7:20
Okay,
is
so you're
when
just a sleep
I
needer. That's like me. I need
I'm a
like
sleep
10
needer.
hours of
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't actually like immediately go to sleep when I get in bed. Like I have to
Oh,
read and like it usually takes me a little while to fall asleep. And then sometimes I've noticed if I go to bed too late, then I wake up too early. It's like a weird thing. Or if I go to bed late, then I'll wake up at like 6 and I can't go back to sleep. And I will know that because I went to bed late the previous night, that it's going to be extra important for me to go back to sleep, which doesn't happen.
no, because you're
And
like, and
then,
now I
yeah,
really need to sleep. So I
yeah,
will not.
right. I don't even know what generation we are. Well, we're millennials, I
We're
guess, but
actually, that's a millennial thing to do. We are elder millennials.
elder. Oh, yeah, that doesn't. I don't like that.
I know. You know, we used to be Gen Y.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that sounds better
Yeah.
to me.
They changed it
Um,
because it was X, Y, Z, and then they changed Y into millennial, and then they changed us
yeah,
into elder.
maybe they should just call us geriatric millennials.
Yeah, that's what it's getting. Oh, come around, kiddies. I was here before the internet.
Yeah.
So, if someone wants to learn more about having fun on social media or playing jazz, what should they do?
They should follow me on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how do I just say linkedin.com/my name, I think.
You know, I've had this
Uh
problem before. And the solution was read a very long ass link, which I will do. I have always
yeah.
done it and I will continue to do it. It does this.
www.
Yeah, https colon forward
Yes.
slash forward slash www.linkedin.com/in slash
Oh,
Eli
interesting.
Sundelson. And I'll put it in the show notes.
Wait, what's the IN for?
Yeah, it's in there and you can't get rid of it. I
Huh.
tried.
That's a bummer. Okay. Yeah. Uh and to learn about jazz, they should I guess I'm supposed to say listen to me. but but I don't feel right saying that. I think they should go to their local jazz club and hear some music.
How does one go about finding their local jazz club?
Um well, in the classifieds, I would
Probably,
say.
honestly. I'm in a town like that right now where I just found out like 2 months ago that there's a 3-story tall used bookstore 2 blocks away. I didn't know they were
Ah,
there. They're not online.
ah,
Nothing exists. I gotta like stumble across everything here. It's like I'm in Narnia.
mm,
Get on the internet,
amazing.
people.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a jazz club like 3 blocks in the other direction that I just don't know about yet.
I mean, if you can find like a jazz club that's also a used bookstore, then you've really hit the
The
jackpot.
used
Yeah.
bookstore actually has a bunch of instruments in it. He has a full
There you
piano.
go.
He has a
Amazing.
xylophone.
They might even have an organ in there.
They might, or they'll have a
Yeah.
van that can bring one. And if someone wants more Eli, where should they go?
They can go to my website, which is bigbrowcreative.com.
Correct. You got that one right too. So that's an extra 1 point.
All right.
I had it here in case you didn't know. I had that one. Thank you so much for coming on, Eli. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
We end every episode with an exceptional outro that I haven't thought of yet, so we're still stealing them. As Miles Bonsignore of the Perfect Person podcast always says, if you've got a problem and you're not sure how to solve it, just remember, no matter who you are or where you are, perfection is only a call away.
I love that.
The end.
Beautiful.